The Busman welcome on one of the newest members of Seton Hall. He already spent 3 years in college. Jamir Harris, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Pretty good. Well, can I take us
All
through
right.
this? Obviously, this transfer portal is going crazy right now, but you are committed now. How's it feel?
It feels amazing. It feels amazing, man. To be able to play back home, in front of my friends and family, and just have the pride of being a Jersey kid, being able to play, big time Jersey school is a special feeling, and I'm very, very excited.
Without a doubt. Well, we're getting to you. We're going to get to JaQuan a little bit later, where we're going to talk about the whole commitment process, but we're also just going to get to you right now. I want Seton Hall fans to kind of get to know you a little better. So let's head back. As you said, you're going to be coming home. So where you grew up, you played basketball, high school basketball here. Take us to what was like growing up in New Jersey?
It was special, man. Jersey is definitely a basketball state. I mean, there's a lot of Jersey hoopers that have had a lot of success, in every stage of their career, from high school to college and to beyond that. Jersey is definitely hooping town, so I kind of was bred into it. I feel like, as a young kid, I played football and basketball, but I had a love for basketball and just stuck with it about the age of 10 or 11 or so. Um, yeah, man, just growing up in Jersey, basketball's all around you. It's a certain competitive edge that every Jersey hooper has, and a certain amount of pride that we play with. So, I mean, I'm proud to say I'm from Jersey, and I'm a hooper from Jersey for sure.
And that's a special thing because there's a few areas, not many of them, but I think New York, you guys, Philadelphia, specific areas like Philly and all that have it there. But you guys are really just have basketball grain. You guys, that's the main sport. Everyone knows it. It's kind of just, it's basically just part. That's a part of the community out there. What's that been like? Just obviously growing up with that, where there's pretty much star talent everywhere you look. There's tons of guys that just love basketball. It's pretty much the main sport out there. What's it just like being a part of that?
That's great, man. It's great, to know that, everywhere you turn, most areas of Jersey, there's hoopers. They got a lot of talent, what I'm saying, that are very skilled, that work hard. And I feel like the one thing that, myself as a Jersey hooper, and I feel like most Jersey hoopers pride themselves on, is their work ethic. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? We work extremely hard to, achieve our goals, prove people wrong, and always prove that Jersey is here to stay as far as basketball is concerned. So, I mean, being in Jersey full of all these hoopers and all these talented guys is women as well. Um, it's a great environment to be a part of. Sure.
In terms of high school, you make the decision to go to a school that is pretty well known. It's known across the country as one of the better schools, better programs you could go to for high school, and that's the Patrick School. And we know often with a lot of high schoolers, you guys like to transfer around a lot, but you stay at one school your whole time. Take us through that. Like, what was like kind of leaving that legacy at one school?
Yeah, I went to I was in eighth grade there as well at
Hmm.
St. Pat's, and even before then, I always wanted to go to St. Pat's. Watching Michael K. Gilchrist, and Derek Ward and those guys with Coach Boyle and Shavan's assistant at the time, going and watching the practices and stuff like that, and I just knew I wanted to be there. So, once I got there from middle school, I knew I had the chance to go there for high school, and it was ups and downs. No high school career is going to be perfect. It's not going to be everything you wanted, but I'm definitely glad that I stayed there and pursued it. I learned so much there. Just having the pride of being a Celtic at the Patrick School, and being able to bring home the first TOC in the school's history. My teammates, it was special, man. Just having that St. Pat's title like on my back and across my chest, it was a special feeling, man. So I feel like I accomplished a lot there. I was definitely glad I stayed and learned as much as I did because it prepared me for the next level. And yeah, man, there's no feeling like that. Really isn't.
It's become more and more popular now. We see the prep schools forming all over the country, and one of the biggest reasons guys like that is because you're going up against the top guys day in day out, and obviously you play against top guys too. But within those practice environments, you're playing other Division 1 guys, potential pros in the future. And when you look at the list of guys that you were able to work out against, Angel, Bryce, CJ Wilshire a little bit, Amir. I mean, the list goes on. Nick, the list goes on with all these top guys that have played high level Division 1 now, NBA even. How much does that help
Yeah.
develop you throughout your high school career?
I mean, it helped a lot. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when I first came in as a freshman, I had older guys that was there to guide me.
Mhm.
Same thing as a sophomore. And then when I became upperclassman, I was able to do that for the younger guys, like, like
Mhm.
Al-Amir and stuff like that, who's doing great. And other guys who were, younger when I was a senior and junior, senior. So, uh, you know, I felt like there was always someone there to lead the way.
Mhm.
And most in certain situations, you don't always have that. But I feel like, at St. Pat's, I've had people above me that showed me the ropes, showed me how to be a true, basketball player and an elite level player as far as just how I approach things and my mindset towards certain things and things of that nature. And I feel like because they showed me the way, I knew how to show the way to the younger guys when it came my turn. I feel like I'm a natural born leader as it is, just vocally and leading by my actions. But um, being able to relay that to people younger than me who have all these things going in their mind coming into high school and not really sure where they fit in. I feel like the guys ahead of me definitely prepared me for that. So I was able to do that to the younger guys that were playing with me.
Who would you say was that guy, like the kind of leader when you were eighth grader, freshman, sophomore, that kind of like took you under the wing and helped you? And then who was the guy you kind of helped mentor when you were a junior and senior?
Uh, Man, it was so many of them. I would have to say
Mhm.
probably Danny Knight, uh, Kamal Champagne, uh, Otis Livingston. Otis Livingston, that was my guy. I'm trying to think. Those three for sure really, really helped me. And then like the rest of the people on the team at that time, my freshman year were like freshmen along with me, like Marcus McClary, me, um, Bola Jang and Boy Coca.
Mhm.
We were all coming in together. But the other guys that were there, definitely I would say Kamal Champagne and Danny Knight for sure. Those two were always in my ear. And Otis Livingston as well. Those three. They were always in my ear, always, you know, let me know what I need to do better, what I need to work on when I was doing good. So that three for sure like had the most impact on me as a freshman and a sophomore as well. And for me, I guess the young guys that I feel like I helped out a lot was, like Al-Amir Dawes, he was a freshman when I was my senior year. Daryl Banks, that's St. Peter's now. I'm doing really well. I feel like, I kind of took him under my wing and, uh, I drove him home a lot. We live in the same area. So I drove him home for practice. We do practice together. So I feel like I developed a relationship with him as far as letting him know, just how the game's going, what to look out for, what to do, how to approach things, how to move on from the slumps and stuff like that and not get too caught in your head, things like that. So I feel like those two guys for sure were two players that I could think off the top of my head that I really helped out.
For a lot of freshmen, they want to come to high school and they want a lot of them like the opportunity where you go somewhere you can dominate and really just kind of get your feet wet, obviously in the high school landscape. But you go to this place where you have to obviously kind of work your way into that role. You have to become a guy that takes a role for a couple of years, and eventually become that go-to guy. Well, led to then, how much did that help you kind of learning a role and then ultimately kind of building up to eventually taking over?
Well, it helped me a lot. I mean, to be honest with you, I came in as a freshman, and I was, lucky enough and grateful enough to have started as a freshman.
Hmm.
Um, I started my freshman year. I played a lot of minutes my freshman year. Coach Evanis and my other teammates knew that they needed me to score points and to really score for us to win games. So, I kind of walked into a situation where the upperclassmen were asking that of me and
Hmm.
making sure that's what my main concern was. Obviously, we're winning games, but for
Hmm.
us to do that and for me to contribute to the win the most, they needed me to score. So I was able to come in as a freshman and start play a lot of minutes, and I basically had that role my entire career
Hmm.
as a in high school. So, I mean, it definitely helped me because it gave me a taste, especially early on in high school, of how like mentally prepared you have to be to take on a role that early, especially and sustain it. Um, and really have to, be locked in at all times. So I feel like me realizing that earlier rather than later, and
Hmm.
having that experience of playing a lot of minutes early, made me grow up quicker. So that was great, and it definitely prepared me for the college level and things of that nature. Whatever role you have, you gotta play to the best of your ability, give it all you got, and try to be as effective as you can be in that role. So I think high school definitely prepared me for that.
If you look at all the guys you play with throughout your time there, is there one guy specifically that you look at and he kind of shocked you in terms of how good he eventually became? Like, was there a guy that you obviously knew was pretty good, being your teammate and all that, but was there a guy that ultimately kind of shocked you by the time he got to college, he blew up, or something that really rose the bar a lot higher than you ever saw him possibly rising it to?
Nah, I can't really think of one off the top of my head. I mean, to be honest with you, like we were so talented in high school, man. Especially like we had like me, Jordan Walker,
Hmm.
Marcus McClary, we had Nick Richards, we had Cyril Langevin, we had Bola Jang, we had Boy Coca, we had this is countless names. We had Al-Amir, we had bro, like everybody was very, very talented and skilled at that point in time. And now
Hmm.
they just, showcasing that it wasn't they weren't flukes, really what they're
Hmm.
showcasing. they're on the college level. Nick Richardson, NBA, obviously with Charlotte, the Hornets, and we just proven what I knew, what they were all capable of, and what other people around the world may not have thought. But me being in the gym with them day in and day out, I knew how talented all those guys were, and I expected nothing less of what they're doing now. So yeah, I can't really think of anyone that shocked me. Nah.
Now, as you as a player in college, and you see these guys that you're playing against in college, watching on TV, really living out the dream you're living, what's it like kind of looking back at that? Because you obviously see these guys, you might match up against them or just see them on TV. What's it like kind of looking back and saying, we were all together and just watching these guys live out the dream that you're also living out right now?
Yeah, it's like every time I look back on it, I'll be like, wow, like, yo, look where we're all at right now. Like, we was nice. Like that's why every time I say that, because like we have so much talent on one team. And the best part about it is, and the most impressive part about that to me is that we made it work. And that's a lot of times you don't see that nowadays with like, teams with a bunch of talent and, egos getting in the way and all of that. We didn't have that issue. We
Mm-hmm.
probably, the most talented team in the state, one of the most talented teams in the country,
Yep.
found a way to come together, come to a common goal, play our roles and win games. And that's hard to do when you got a lot of talented guys that are capable of doing a lot of things. But, we made that work. So that was a special team, man. And every time I, see one of my, teammates and former teammates doing something well in the game or going off, I was like, yo, like, we was nice. Like we really had everybody. So that's how I look at it.
Now that's not an easy thing, like you said. When you take guys that are all high ranked guys, guys that are all going Division 1, getting that chemistry together and being able to play at a high level isn't always done. We see a lot of high school, college, even NBA teams not function well if there's too much talent. But also, like it show, like the culture there is obviously incredible. So what does that culture look like? How does it kind of get everyone to buy in? How does it get everyone to kind of play together, even though maybe not everyone's playing the role they could do if they were somewhere else?
Yeah, well, I mean, Coach Advantage and we have Mike Rice as well with us.
Mm-hmm.
They just preach winning, a winning mentality, what I'm saying, winning efforts. And that's all they really preached. They never preached individual things. They knew that would come. They
Mm-hmm.
knew, like, as a natural basketball player, you'll have individual goals and things in your mind, which is what all basketball players have. But at the end of the day, they knew that as long as we were winning, that everybody was going to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So if we would win, everybody would get all the individual things that they wanted. And that's what happened. I'm saying? I was able to, we were able to win. I was able to get a TLC championship, score my 1,000 points, get my jersey number retired.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole entire time we were thinking about winning. Mike Rice with his energy. And it's like I feel like, playing for him, I realized like there's not a dull practice in there. Even if you come in there, super tired, down, don't feel like being there, his energy level is gonna just naturally make you pick it up and play hard and things of that nature. So having those two guys, Coach Advantage and Mike Rice on the bench, they always preach winning to us and we bought into it. So it was just a matter of us buying in. We did that.
You look at your 5 years overall in that program, kind of put together a starting lineup. If you could pick the best five guys, obviously you'll be the point guard there, but who else on that team would you say? Who's the other four guys that's gonna be starting that lineup of like the best guys at the Patrick School for you guys?
Oh man. Ah, I gotta go. The guys in my senior class. It's probably gonna be me. It's gonna be me. Uh, mm, okay, it's gonna be me. Cyril Landravine,
Mm-hmm.
Nick Richards. Um, I'm gonna go Marcus McClary,
Mm-hmm.
and who that fifth guy gonna be? The fifth guy. I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. The fifth one. Let me think. I might have to say. I might have to say Bowler Jang. I have a big five. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I say Bowler Jang. Yeah, for sure.
If you want to build that rotation, who's gonna be a 4 or 5 bench pieces you guys gonna play?
We got Al. We got uh Boy Coca.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's gonna be two guards. It's gonna be because you said I was the point, so I'm gonna say off the bench. I gotta have Bryce and Otis Livingston.
Mm-hmm.
Those two. Um, so who else? That's four. I gave you
Yep.
four.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, and the fifth one. I might have to give it to my man Danny Knight. Yeah, Danny Knight was like a 3-4 when he played. Yeah, I give it to Danny Knight. Yeah.
Without a doubt. Well, the last mobile high school I want to touch up on is, as you say, you get the championship. That's obviously anyone's goal for anywhere you want to play, but especially in a powerhouse area like New Jersey, that's not an easy task to do. And you guys do accomplish that finally. What was that year like? And take us through that run. How did you guys ultimately get what you guys ultimately dreamed of your entire high school career?
Man, that was a special year. And coming into that year before the season, we already knew it was either going to be championship, TLC, or bust for us.
Hmm.
And we wasn't thinking about nothing else. We wasn't thinking about winning a state sectional final or counties. Like that was going to happen along the way. We wanted to do that too.
Hmm.
Ultimate goal was to win a TLC championship. So how locked in every 1 through 15 or however many players we had on the team, how locked in we were from start to finish in every practice, every game was on a new level. And I feel like because all of our mentality and our mindsets were in the same place, focus on winning, when it all came together, it was scary, man. And we did what we planned to do. We did what our goal was to do, and that was to win a TLC chip, man. And it really had all to do with our mindset and our focus. Throughout the season, there was no losing focus. There was no, you know, ulterior motives going on from other people. It was all focused on just winning and winning that TLC. And we knew that we wanted to end our careers off because it was a senior-led team that year. I wanted to end our careers off with a bang and get a TLC, man, and we was able to do that.
At the same time, now you're going through your recruiting process. You ultimately choose Minnesota for your first squad commitment process. Take us through that decision. What was it about Coach Pitino that ultimately landed you out of high school?
Yeah, well, I just felt like that was the best fit for me. Coach Pitino and Kamani, the assistant coach that was there that year I committed, came into my home and they talked to me, and I felt like their plan for me was the best I've heard, and I felt comfortable. I felt like it was a situation I can go into and be effective right away, and just make an impact on an already program that was just doing pretty well. Um, so Coach Pitino just told me how he wanted me to play for him, and amongst other things about my role and things of that nature that I just felt like was the perfect fit at the time.
In that recruiting process, obviously we know Minnesota, Coach Pitino love recruiting from the East Coast, New Jersey, New York area. You also have Isaiah Washington coming with you, but a couple other guys too. But kind of take us to that class though. Like, what was it like getting you guys all to go out there? And did you know any of those guys? Were you having any relationship with Isaiah or any other guys?
Oh yeah, yeah. Me and Isaiah definitely developed a relationship because we came in together.
Mm-hmm.
So we was doing everything together. You know what I'm saying? Like going to get food, going to the gym, playing ones, all kinds of stuff. We was doing it. We was doing a lot of things together. So if I had to say somebody I probably got the closest with, probably with Tim, I would say, because I didn't know him prior to it. But going in, I knew Dupree McBrayer because he was at St. Pat's as well. So I already had a relationship with him. Um, he was a great leader and mentor to me. I got there. Also Nate Mason in
Mm-hmm.
pro ball now. He was a great mentor to me as well. Bakari Kanate was a big man on our team. He was a great mentor as well. I spent a lot of time with him playing 2K and stuff like that. That was my guy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely developed a lot of relationships with those guys, and I'll definitely never forget it, man. And I feel like the one person that I developed a relationship with that I didn't know prior and going into there was Isaiah. So we was
Mm-hmm.
roommates, spent a lot of time together. So yeah.
You guys that year, you guys are a little bit under 500, 15, 17, playing the Big Ten, obviously, it's a big time conference, but how would you say your freshman year went? Was that something that you were expecting? Did you expect to be a lot better? Did you want a different role? Like, what kind of were your thoughts overall in that first year?
Well, personally, I did want a different role. I felt like uh, I could have brought more to the table. There was more I could have done to impact us. Winning or losing games, but that just didn't turn out to be that way.
Mhm.
But for the team wise, we started off actually like 13-3, and we were ranked at one
Mhm.
point. I think it's top 15. I believe it was like 13 or something like that. But and then our big man Reggie Lynch went down. And then after that, we just went on a losing streak. So the way we started off the season 13-3, I expected us to, continue to play really well, have a good conference tournament and do well there, and then go to the NCAA tournament and make some noise. That's what I, saw. But um, once he went down, things changed. We just weren't clicking offensively anymore. Defensively, we weren't, on the string, and we
Mhm.
weren't, playing as a unit on that end, and we just started losing games. So I would definitely say it turned out to be a season that I didn't expect, halfway into it.
After the year comes to a close, you put your name in the portal, and quite a few guys on the team also do as well. But you go through that process, then you ultimately choose to go to American, which is where you've been now for the past couple of years. What was the decision though? What was it about American that you really wanted to go there? Like, how did they win you over?
There's a few things. Just going on a visit, you know, being around the guys, playing pickup with the guys. I felt like they instantly accepted me.
Mm-hmm.
They instantly accepted me just even on the visit playing pickup. I was showing what I could do, and they knew what I brought to the table, and they wanted me to do that to the best of my ability because they knew that me being that player and that alpha dog would ultimately lead to getting wins. And that was probably the one team I could say, the one program I could say that when I came on a visit, they accepted me like that. And I just knew. I was like, okay, well, I feel like I really fit into this. I fit into the scheme of things. Like the players want me. The players feel like they need me to do what I do. On top of that, Saeed Nelson is like a really, really good friend of mine. I talk to him every day. He was there. And I remember when we played back in the day when we was younger, like 9, 10 years old, it was a special backcourt with me and him. And, I knew that the opportunity to relive that would be special. Um, so that was a factor into it. On top of that, Coach Mike Brennan's from Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So he's from Elizabeth, New Jersey. He actually went to high school with my father, who went to Elizabeth High School as well. And so he knew the Jersey guard mold. He
Mm-hmm.
knew what it meant to be a guard from Jersey. On your shoulder, you have coming from Jersey, and just how we approach everything. So, having a coach that knows, where I come from, my approach, and just my mindset towards the game, on top of the other things I mentioned, um, it just like it was the best fit for me. And I couldn't think about any other place at that point.
You just said that Coach Brennan and your dad went to school together. Did you guys make that connection once you guys were together there? Or did your dad know him in high school? Or how do you guys kind of find that out?
Oh no, my dad knew him back then. No, they knew each other
Mm-hmm.
back then.
For
Yeah,
sure.
they already had a relationship. Yeah, they already had a relationship, and they knew each other. So yeah, it just turned out to be icing on the cake.
And when you put your name in the portal that first time, you have to sit out the following year. And this is something that changed now. We know this time around, you're not going to have to do that anymore because of the new rule. But what's your thoughts on that? Is that something you like? Did you like being able to take a redshirt year and kind of develop, get used to the program? Or did you like just being able to go right to a college and play right away?
Well, I definitely wanted to play right away. That was I wanted to play right away. But the year that I did sit out, I learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I learned the system more, watching it from the outside. Seeing what coach wants and what he doesn't like. Things of that nature. Um, Also, it was a challenge for me, and I accepted a new challenge that I ultimately defeated. Um, Being able to be a different type of leader,
Mm-hmm.
and lead from the sidelines. I've never been in that position, so being able to talk to guys, get in their ear, motivate them, what I'm saying, just telling them to move on to the next play, things of that nature. I was able to be a vocal leader from the sidelines where it was a different impact along with it. That even made it that much easier the next year when I was on the court to talk to those guys the same way and lead them while I was on the court going to war with them. So, yeah, I definitely wanted to play that year, but the fact that I sat out, I learned a lot, and it was definitely a beneficial thing for me.
So at this point in your career, I think either way, obviously you're much more mature. You know, kind of the college ropes will be a lot more easy to transition right away. But do you think obviously this new rule where guys can transfer just without having to sit out, is that a good thing? Are you in favor of that rule?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, as hoopers, you got to find the place that's best for you. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And obviously, with this year, wasn't many games for some teams. Some teams played all of their games or whatever. But
Hmm.
people want to find their best fit. So I'm never gonna downplay the rule that people want to go explore other options because they just don't feel like um, the place that they're currently at is the place for them. Because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, I feel like there's no it's a bad feeling after the fact, after your college is over, to be like, damn, like maybe I should have went here, or maybe I should have made this decision. Now you have the opportunity to do that and penalize for it. If your gut isn't telling you to stay where you're at. So I have no problem with the rule at all. And I see there's a lot of people entering the portal, it's like
Hmm.
thousands, something like that. So,
Yeah.
people just taking advantage of the opportunity, man.
Couldn't agree more. Well, let's kind of head into those first 2 years out there for you then. You come out there, obviously, you take your redshirt year, but then your first year actually playing 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal per game. Is it over 500, sitting at 16 and 14? What was that year like for you, though?
It's a different year. I came in, after a year sitting out, wanted to play my role. be as effective as I can. And I feel like I did that. Saeed Nelson was there. He had a great year, player of the year. That was his squad, and I was glad I was able to come in there and really contribute, and to us winning. Obviously we ended up not finishing how we wanted that year, losing to Bucknell in the first round of the conference tournament.
Mhm.
But yeah, I feel like I was able to come in there and play my role and be as effective as I could be.
And you had your senior year, and that's really your past year where you broke out really well. I mean, you guys only had 10 games, but still 20 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, also a steal per game. What was this year like, and how are you preparing? Because we know the lockdown comes in, you're pretty much like at home then for the whole time span. What were you really focusing in on, keying on, improving on for this past season?
Well, I mean, I worked on the same things I've always worked on.
Mhm.
Just a lot of ball handling, decision making, pick and roll. Uh, just making reads. Off the dribble, off the catch, extending my range even more and more.
Mhm.
And this year I just had more opportunity. That's all it was. I feel like the things I worked on was the same, but now, Saeed gone, it was time for me to step up and showcase all of my talents. And I was able to do that. Um, for me to be able to, like you said, average 23 and 3, and to be able to shoot, 47 from 2 and 45 from 3. I mean, I feel
Mhm.
like I'm capable of doing that. So it wasn't really a shock to me that I played that well. I just attested to my work and the opportunity I was given. So me having the opportunity to come out there and really showcase what I can do. Um, I feel like I'm very grateful for that opportunity, and I was able to do that. But it wasn't really nothing in particular I worked on differently coming into this year than last year. The opportunity presented to me was different, and I feel like I took advantage of it.
No doubt. My final thing for you in this part will be discussing overall your entire career now. When you look back at it, of all your college games so far, which has been your favorite game?
My favorite game in college,
Hmm.
man. Okay, that's a tough one. I mean, I could say my favorite game was when I hit the game winner against Loyola. Like that game was intense, going back and forth, and I was really doing my thing that game. But I might have to say my favorite. All right, I'm gonna have three. I got was that one. It's the
Hmm.
game where Saeed uh, broke the all-time school scoring record at American.
Hmm.
That game was the emotions in that game, and me knowing him and our relationship. That was I was like, top two for sure.
Hmm.
And then I would have to say my third favorite game probably would be the game we played Miami at Minnesota. When I was at
Hmm.
Minnesota, we played Miami came to our place. It was a yellow out, and like in the barn, just how like the fans were so electric. Every time you scored, it was like you couldn't hear nothing else in the gym but them yelling. Like that game was very, very special. So I think those three were my favorite in college for sure.
But tonight, welcome on both the brothers. So let's kind of get into this real quick, though, you guys. We know you guys are both going to Seton Hall. Obviously, Jamir, you're returning home. JaQuan, you're staying home. So take us to this, though. How does it feel for you guys both to be committed now?
Um, it feels great, man. It's a special feeling. Not only to be able to come back home, but for both of us to be able to do that, and to commit at the same time. It was a special feeling to basically make this decision together. It's the first college decision that I've made when I can do it with my brother, literally. So definitely a great feeling.
Yeah, this is like it's like a dream come true. I've always wanted to like stay in Jersey. It wasn't always Seton Hall, but
Yeah.
that feeling of just playing in Jersey in front of my family and friends was just gonna make it special. And me doing it with Jamir made it even more special.
Which one of you two started this conversation? Obviously, as a teaming up now, was one of you two the kind of lead guy that kind of said, "Hey, we could team up now. This is an opportunity. We have 2 spots open, whatnot. We could play together possibly." Which one of you two did start that kind of conversation up?
Uh, I mean, it just happened. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like we planned it or nothing like that. It just like
Yeah,
the opportunity presented itself for me to go there
Mhm.
and play. And JaQuan was like, you know what? Well, we might as well both do it. I want to be there too.
yeah,
And
because Seton Hall, they was number one on my list for like
Mhm.
2, 3 months prior to Jameer going in the portal. And then it
Mhm.
just so happened Seton Hall was the best situation for Jameer too. So Jameer going just made me want to commit early. That's basically what the difference was.
yeah.
Now, Jamir, for you, when did you originally know Seton Hall? Because you went in the portal early on, and you obviously came out pretty early. We know it's still a ton and constantly going in that portal right now. At what point did you know kind of click? Like you said, Seton Hall, okay, I want to return home. Seton Hall is the best fit for me. This is where I want to return. Like, how long ago was that?
I mean, as soon as we had the Zoom call, Coach Willard, Coach Grant and the staff, um, like throughout the entire Zoom call, I just knew that's where I wanted to be. Like just them expressing to me everything about the program, my role there. And I just kept picturing in my mind like me playing in the Prudential Center, you know, doing certain things and playing at a high level. I was like, that's where I wanted to be. And so right after that call, right after the Zoom call, like maybe 10 minutes later, I called Coach Willard and told him that's where I wanted to be at. And that was that. So, it was a very I felt like it wasn't an easy decision, but the decision felt so right. It felt so perfect. Like I felt like I never, out of all the college decisions I've made so far, that was the most one. That was the one I was the most sure about. Just being able to come back home.
So you guys both on the Zoom call then?
Oh no! I was on a Zoom call on my own.
Yeah.
Me and my dad, and I called my dad after, talked to him, and then I called Coach Willard.
Yeah, I didn't tell Coach Willard until like the day before. Like we sent him the video before we put it out, so he can like see it and surprise him. That's what we did.
Yeah.
So that's how you guys kind of told the staff that you guys can commit there then?
Yeah, we sent him the video.
And you guys are putting that together. Obviously, you guys have grown up together. You guys have played one-on-one. You guys have done all that together. So that you guys now have the same commitment video. You guys are both going to go together, team up, and play at least 1 year together now. How special does that feel for you guys?
It feels
crazy, man. It was like, because it was like we was always like I was on Jamir's team when I was a kid, but like I was just on the bench, like I didn't play. Like so that chance, like we thought was never gonna come because we're like 5 years apart or 4.5, something like that. It was enough that we weren't gonna be able to play together. So now that we got the chance, it's just crazy to think about it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I can't even imagine like being on the court with my brother. Like it's a different feeling to that. It's a different whole set of emotions. It's just different going out there. And when you're on a basketball team, you always say like, I'm hooping for my brothers, but this is literally my blood brother. So it's like different. You know what I'm saying? It's a different feeling.
And how did the family take that? I could already imagine any parent obviously would love to have their kids playing together. They can go watch the kids at the same time. That should be cross jersey or cross looking at different games and all that. What was your dad like? What was your family's reaction to that?
Man,
it was mad happy, bro. It was crazy, especially my mom, bro. She get emotional and stuff like that, so she was crying a little bit, but yeah, it was crazy.
Everybody was excited, everybody in the family, friends, my dad's coworkers, my mom's coworkers, like it was love everywhere, man. So it was great.
And not just that, they're going to come watch you guys play. Hopefully the games are all open up and COVID's not a problem anymore. But everyone come watch you guys play now. What's going to be like the embracing the hometown support, being right here at home, literally right at home? How exciting is that? And what's it going to be like?
Man, it's so exciting. It's like every time I even think about it, think about playing out there, I just get goosebumps and my heart starts beating fast. Cause like, I'm picturing myself on the court. It's like, it's very, very exciting. I never thought I had this opportunity. And now, we both have it. So it's nothing that could be more exciting, as far as basketball is concerned for me.
Yeah, for me too. It's just crazy. Like I would be watching like Seton Hall videos on YouTube. I probably watched every game I could find. Like I was just so excited, and I just wanted to I can't wait because I went to a game my sophomore year when they played Marquette, and I was like behind the bench and everything, and you could just it's just a crazy feeling. Like I wanted to play myself. That's what it made me feel like doing.
For you, Jamir, if you go back, like we talked about, you already went through pretty much 2 recruiting processes now. But do you think if you could have went back there, heading out of high school originally, if Seton Hall was really one of your top schools, was that something you might have seriously looked at, or even when you went in the portal the first time, was that something you really would have looked at possibly going to if that was an opportunity?
Yeah, the opportunity presented itself, and makeup of the situation of the team and everything was right, and the best place for me to go in and be able to make a huge impact right away. Then I would have definitely done that. But I don't regret any decisions I made. I don't regret going to Minnesota and going to American and now being here. Everybody's path is different. It's the path that took me to where I am now. So I don't regret anything.
Now, JaQuan, for you, obviously you went this whole process now, and you kept it pretty quiet though. We know that you could have went and dropped like a top 3, top 5, whatnot, but we knew your interest. We know the schools are looking at you heavily. We talked about that quite a few times too. But who really was in the final running for you? Like, was there a top two schools, top three? Like, was there a final group that was really in the running for you?
I would say VTech, Virginia Tech, they was definitely close. Like me and associate head coach, we were really close. Like it was really close. It was a really hard decision to make, but I just felt like it was the best decision to make for me.
Now, did Jamir committing and be able to come home too, did that have any impact on that process, or was it truly just you wanted Seton Hall, they just won you over just because of the coaching staff and the system?
Yeah, it was more the coaching staff than the system, but Jamir just made it even.
Yeah.
Like I said before, like Jamir, it made me want to decide quicker, like because we had this chance to like commit at the same time. So I'm like, yeah, I might as well, because that's where I wanted to be in the first place. So
I'll talk about your guys' bond a little bit more because you guys obviously grew up together. There is a pretty big age gap overall for you guys, but I can imagine you guys probably played many, many one-on-one games before. What were those games like? And take us to the very beginning games that you guys playing one-on-one together.
I mean, the games was great, man. You know, we'd be going at it.
yeah, they get more competitive as I got older, but we still be winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you guys play like 7 games, what's the series going to look like between you two?
I win the series.
Jamir win the series.
Yeah, I win the series.
You're in a 4-1. What's it going to look like record-wise?
Nah, it'd probably be 4-2 if anything. Yeah.
Jamir's the only person I'll agree with that can beat me. Everybody else can get it.
Do you remember the first time you did beat him?
No.
I don't know.
I don't think I beat him.
I don't think I have it yet.
Because it's like you can't catch Jamir like on a bad day because he'll just turn it up quick and then it's over. So.
And you guys do come from an athletic family. Dad played football at Rutgers. Your uncle's played in the NFL. Like this is a family background within the Harris family. What's it been like growing up in that atmosphere?
Oh, this is great, man. I mean, you know, we was born bred athletes, and then hoopers especially. You know, my dad played football in college, but he played basketball and football in high school. And you know, you ask anybody from Elizabeth about him in basketball, and they all got great things to say about his, you know, his work ethic, you know, his grittiness, like his toughness, his ability to shoot the ball, and his athleticism. So, you know, I feel like his game especially is what we both took after. We both could shoot it. My dad was very athletic, like JaQuan is very athletic. And, you know, I feel like, you know, basketball just came to us. And our uncles, you know, they're very sports savvy. And they gave us a lot of information and advice as well. So just coming from a sports family made things easy for us.
I can imagine that. I know some people might say, well, it's football, it's not the same sport. But as you said, your dad still could play basketball. He still did play basketball at a great level. Did he ever hop in those one-on-one games? He's ever played king of the court growing up?
he did a little bit, but like
he think he can still play, but he can't play with us. Not no more.
More so it'd be like shooting competitions.
Yeah.
He'll get a nose.
Yeah.
You know, knock a few shots down and feel good and stuff.
Yeah,
like
he be
that.
trying to play my little brother in one-on-one, but he don't even want to do that no more.
As you had mentioned, you still have another brother coming up. How have you guys kind of taken on the mentorship role? Because you've already taken on JaQuan, you've helped him obviously grow into who he's become. How are you guys kind of helping the other family though? Is it more you still helping him out, JaQuan? Are you helping him out more? Like, how's that really working out?
Oh no, we both just like we both in his ear and trying to help him out. Like, you know, he's so talented, and so skilled. Like,
JaQuan's gonna be so special. He don't even know it yet. Like, he doesn't know yet. But he'll find out soon. Everybody will find out soon.
Yeah, so we just try to constantly motivate him and give him confidence and let him go out there and do his thing. You know? But we you know, we don't let him do anything by himself and let him feel like he's on the island. Like, we always there for him. So and he knows that. So yeah.
For you, JaQuan, you just had to come off an incredible season. Obviously, you won Player of the Year. We'll talk about a little bit later, but you look at this opportunity for you. I know obviously you could potentially age-wise reclassify that's something that you looked into. Is that something you might consider? I know obviously you commit a lot earlier than some people do, but is that something you might look into? Is that an option for you if the opportunity approaches itself to possibly reclass and play 2 years with Jamir?
I thought about it. Like, we thought about it, but I probably won't. I'll probably just take this year to just get ready for college. Like, so once I step on campus, I'm ready to play. Like, I don't want to have like anything in a way that that'll hold me back from playing. So that's how I'm gonna just make sure everything's good when I get there.
So within this next year then, as you prepare for college, what do you want to work on improving? Like, what's some of your biggest goals you really say, I want to key in on this aspect of my game and improve your body? Like, what's the thing you really want to improve on before you get to campus?
Mainly I need to get stronger. Like, Like just from in the recruiting process, like coaches would tell me that I need to be able to give out bumps and take bumps. So that has to be a major thing. And I just need to sharpen everything. Right? You can always improve on things. So I'm gonna just keep improving.
Now, Jamir, you've got a few more months to get on campus, probably around May, June, July-ish time. Is this something you want to work on before you get out there?
I just want to, keep working on my body, want my body to be, tip top shape physically, condition wise. I want to be at a very high level. On top of that, just trying to, continue to get more explosive before I get there, just to, be able to play above the rim a little bit more. Yeah, there's those three things for sure. I want to, kind of really work at those things prior to getting there. So I kind of ahead of the curve a little bit.
So you're coming in as that point guard. Obviously, you're competing for that starting job. There's obviously a clear-cut place where you could easily be starting next upcoming season. But there's something unique about Coach Willard. He has a lot of different point guards. It's been incredible at the guard position. But each one of them is a really different player. We know some coaches really prefer small guards, some like bigger guards. Coach Willard's really done it with every type of guard you could think of so far. So what are you bringing? Like, what's the kind of brand of basketball you'll be doing at the point guard spot?
Yeah, well, I'll be bringing, definitely a leader. Vocal. Definitely vocal. I want the best out of my teammates, and I'm going to try to bring it out of them, as I would expect them to do for me. Somebody that can, shoot the ball at a high level. Off the bounce, off the catch, and be able to play make and create for others as well. Those are the things I feel like I bring to the table the most. And like Coach Willard said, there's no one there, at Seton Hall currently like me that brings to the table what I bring to the table. I feel like very confident in my ability to be able to bring those things to the table and, influence us and help us win games. So that's what I bring to the table.
We did just talk about you put up 20 points per game last year. Is that something you look to carry over? Is that a scoring role? Do you plan to be the scoring dominant guard this upcoming year? Do you plan way more of a facilitator, maybe score a little bit less? Like, what are you looking forward into in terms of scoring next year?
Oh, I plan on, to score at a high level and also, play make more as well. Yep. I feel like I'm capable of doing that. Capable of continuing to score at a high level and create for others and create easy offense for my teammates as well. I feel like I've been working really hard, and the next step of my game is to showcase that I'm able to do that. So I feel like I can, definitely increase in both areas. I don't think necessarily I will go down in one and increase in the other. I think, I can always get better at everything.
Now, the thing about the Big East too is that we know this is a guard dominant conference. There's a lot of great plays at other positions too, but look up at each roster. That point guard is something spectacular. We see Marcus Arowski, obviously. Hopefully, he could be staying at Crane, obviously, but Posh Alexander. I mean, the list goes on. It's always a great guard on every school out there. How excited are we to go out there and compete against those type of guys?
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, man. I feel like I always have a chip on my shoulder as it is. Just because people, doubt me. I feel like the doubters is one of my, if not, the biggest motivator for me is one of the top ones. I feel like just being able to go out there and compete against, these high level guards, it's going to be great. And I'm going to have a certain level of energy and effort and pride on, especially on the defensive end of the floor. Because of that, one motivator and the fact that I'm playing, home. So my energy level and adrenaline and the game in and game out is going to be on a different level because, I'm home where I'm comfortable.
For you, JaQuan, obviously, you're going to go out there and you have the opportunity to play for your career if that's option what's in hands for you. But you're going to become the next great guard, too. You're going to have a full time to develop under Coach Willard. How excited are you for that?
Man, I'm really excited. Like, I've seen what he done with his past guards and just his past players in general. Like, everybody developed. Like, if you look at, like, Mamu and Miles and Jared from their freshman year until now, it's a big difference. So that was my main thing, just helping me develop. And he told me, like, he said he knows I got a dream of making it to the league, and it's like he's gonna do everything he can to help me get there. So I appreciate him for that.
So what type of game plan he has for you? Like, how does he plan to utilize you? Does he want you to be more of a scoring type of guard? Does he want you to be more of a facilitator? Like, what's the type of guard he's expecting from you when you get out there?
He's told me, like, he said me and Isaiah Whitehead have like some similarities, but I just feel like I'm versatile like he is, so I guess he'll use me like he used Isaiah Whitehead maybe, or just I'm willing to do whatever we need. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever's gonna keep me on the floor and whatever's gonna help us win, I'm willing to do.
For this next year now, you not only get to watch the school you're committed to and the school that's hometown for you, but you also get to watch your brother on TV. What's it gonna be like watching that?
Man, it's gonna be crazy, man. Like Jamir, he deserves it, bro. Like people don't know how hard he works, bro. And it's like his journey been crazy, and this is the perfect way to end it off. So me and my family just ready to watch him.
And hopefully there will be fans out there for you, Jamir. And you had, obviously, first you talked about all the crazy atmosphere you had in Minnesota. Then you had the whole COVID year. It's kind of obviously no one really there for the most part. How excited are you to go out there and have full fans, another big stadium again?
And it's gonna be special, man. It's gonna be extremely exciting just to have the energy home with me on the court. It just enhances everything, just effort on plays, attention to detail, you know what I mean? Everything, it's gonna be a great feeling, and it's gonna help me feel like playing my best that much more.
Now, a couple more questions for both of you guys about this recruiting process. One of them, I want both of you guys to kind of discuss Coach, because obviously we see Coach as a great coach. He's super underrated in my opinion. He's developed great guys to the NBA, kept Seton Hall as an over 500 team practically every year. He's been there now. But what's he like off the court? We see him on the court. We see some little interviews here and there, but what's his personality like off the court?
He's great, man. He's very personable, very social. I mean, as far as talking to us and having conversations outside of basketball things about life and all of that. He's very personal, and I respect that a lot because there's not many coaches I feel like that are willing to, be on you on the court and tell you about basketball things, but actually how your life is going. And so he definitely does that, and I feel like that's special.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. You could just tell, like, it's just the staff in general. Like, they got great personalities, and they seem like they're great to be around. I haven't been around them yet, but I've talked to Coach Grant and Willard a lot, and every conversation we had is a great one. So, yeah.
So I know you said you already went on visit a couple of years ago, but when do you plan to be able to get back on campus, see the coaching staff, see the campus again?
I think the dead period is done May 31st. So whenever I can get there, like that's probably when Jamir will go down. So whenever Jamir starts to go down, I'll probably go and visit.
So the last one for both of you guys about this is I want both of you guys to kind of give me an explanation. When you talk about you two on the court in 2 years from now, how special will that be?
Man, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Like we see brothers and like the Holiday brothers in the league, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And that's what we envision ourselves getting to that level. So the fact that we could do that on the college level and play together at a high level, it ain't no feeling like it. No feeling like it. I feel like, yeah, go ahead.
And it's like me and Jimmy, like we got different games, but I think we'll play great off each other. Like it'll be something crazy. Like I can't even like explain it.
Yes, it'll be special, man. Yeah.
And Jamir, like you just said, there's quite a few brothers out there that's played either in college together in the pros even now. And each one of them always says you guys got that special bond. We know you want to build chemistry with all your teammates, but you guys truly have that brother bond. You guys can read each other better than anyone else can. How have you guys kind of see that playing out so far? Just playing maybe you're going to go 2-on-2, play at open runs, play at the courts. Like, what is that brother bond like on the court?
It's different. It's like playing it's like playing with yourself in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's like I know him so well. So on the court, I know where he likes to be. I know what he likes to do. I know what positions he's good in and stuff like that. So, it's easy playing off of one another. You know what I'm saying?
And Jamir, like he knows like what I'm great at. He knows my potential. So if I'm not playing up to where I need to be at, he'll tell me. Like most people won't tell me that because they don't know.
Exactly.
So yeah, and I'll do the same thing for him.
So the connection is just there, like off rip.
It's a blessing to be welcome on Seton Hall's highest ranked recruit so far in 2022 class, JaQuan Harris. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, bro. How are you?
Pretty good. Well, obviously we've come on quite a few times now. I think this is our third or fourth interview, and now that we know you're committed now, you know you're going to Seton Hall, off your plate, off your chest. How's it feel?
Man, it feels great, man. Like playing in Jersey been a dream since I was a kid. Like my AAU team, we used to be at Rutgers. Like we'll work at the concession stands to get money for our jerseys and like to get into tournaments. So I'm like, I'll just be watching Rutgers and them just play, and I'll be like, why ain't nobody from Jersey like on Rutgers? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, that been my thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stay in Jersey and I'm gonna change the culture. So.
And that's a different culture we talked about many times now. New Jersey basketball is one of the richest areas basketball you could possibly go to. It's low talent everywhere you look. What's it been like growing up in that environment?
And it's just like it's hard to explain. It's just like something that we just have like embedded in us. You know what I'm saying? It's just like just competitive nature. It's just like we're competitive in everything we do. Like even if it's not ball, well, I'm competitive in everything I do. So I think that's where I got it from, playing in Jersey my whole life.
Absolutely. Let's head into this high school year because we've talked before and we know how special you've been so far. And you've been super underrated. That you're still not ranked, I think, where you should be, at least a top 100 player, in my opinion. But you went out there, we just discussed how special New Jersey basketball is. You just won player of the year in your area. You just led a team to 28-5 record, almost 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, almost 2.5 steals per game. What was this year like for you, though?
Man, it was like I would say it was my breakout year. Like even though I wasn't able to finish the season because I got injured, it was just a season for me to prove myself. Like it was fun actually. Like even though we was in COVID and stuff like that, we had no fans. Like the big games was still big games to me. You know what I'm saying? So I was still locked in and still having fun with my teammates.
And you knew heading into this year that it was kind of be your team now. When you're quad, you headed out to college. There's a couple different changes that happen, and it ultimately puts you in position to be that guy. You need to be the guy that's going to step up and lead the team to be successful this year. You accepted that challenge, but how are you preparing for that? Like, what was the work you put in during quarantine to really get you ready for this year?
Yeah, man. Since like since we lost, like after we lost in March last year, I just been working like nonstop, like working, 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 and I just knew it was gonna pay off, like, cause like even if stuff didn't work out how I wanted to, like I know I put my all in everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I was just going day by day, just taking it day by day, working hard, working on my body, working on my skills, doing everything that I could to put myself in that position.
When you got named Player of the Year a couple weeks ago, how did you learn about that? What was your reaction when you first heard it?
I was happy. I was excited actually because me and my coach we had a conversation before the season, and
Mm-hmm.
he was like what was my goals this year? Like, and I told him I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get Player of the Year. Like, I didn't even like say that's what I wanted to do. I told him I was gonna get it. So me getting it, I was just like, yeah, I did. So
As I mentioned, you're only a junior. You still have another year of high school left. What do you want to accomplish that year? Because now you got your player of the year. You've got all your scoring. You got all this stuff already going for you. What do you want to get done on your senior campaign?
yeah, hopefully if we have playoffs this year, we gotta win states. Like it's a must. Like we have to. We gotta win counties again. And we gotta win states. Like those are the two things that me and my teammates are dedicated to doing. So we're gonna make it happen.
Before that, though, you finally get an AU season. Hopefully, this will be a full year. We know there's some guys that got some kind of games or open runs or practices, but this will be back to hopefully normal now. Full circuits, full everything. How excited are you for that?
I'm really excited because I didn't get to play AAU last year.
Mm-hmm.
In my freshman year for AAU, it wasn't really like we didn't do that much, or I didn't play that much and stuff like that. So this is like it's my last year at AAU, so I'm just ready to have some fun and compete.
Do you know who you're running with? Can I take us through what team you plan to play this year and what the team's looking like?
I'm playing with New York Jayhawks,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna be pretty good. Like I two of my teammates from high school is playing with me, Adam Salas and Joshua Rivera.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be good playing with them again. And I haven't really met the rest of the team because I'm still coming back from my injury actually that
Mm-hmm.
I got during the season, so I haven't really seen the rest of the team. But all I've heard was great things about them. So
Take us through the rehab process. How you feeling? How close to 100% are you now?
I'm getting there. We was talking to my the physical therapy guy I go to, and he told me probably like 2-3 more weeks, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
be back 110%. He said.
So you're back on that court, like you said. You're playing AAU basketball. How excited are you to get on that court and start playing again?
I'm just gonna be great because it's like I didn't get to finish my high school season, so I don't like I feel like I just like I kind of left my teammates in a way, but it was nothing I could do about it. I just had to deal with it. But so me getting back on the court is just gonna fulfill what I was missing.
So far, you look at all your games you play in high school. What would you say is your favorite game so far?
The county chip last year,
Mm-hmm.
the one we won with Qua. So that was crazy. It was just like it was the most people I played in front of like ever. But it was like it was people on the floor, like stands was packed.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was so many people. Like my parents, it was hard for them to get in. Like it was that crazy. So yeah, and it was like a special feeling for us and the team. So yeah, it was that was my favorite game.
I mentioned earlier, you're in New Jersey, so you're playing with top guys day in, day out. You see guys all over the place that are elite. Who, in your opinion, though, has been that guy you really have not necessarily maybe formed a rivalry with, but just that guy you love going up against, and kind of you feel like you're almost equal with him, and you really like going at him?
Um, It's not really nobody like that.
Mm-hmm.
I take everybody the same. Like I take everybody serious. Like even if I don't know who you are, like I'll take them to. I take everybody serious. I don't really have like one specific person.
If you're looking at the whole New Jersey, everyone that's from New Jersey, even if guys have transferred out, gone to different states, but guys that are from New Jersey, who would be on that 2022 team? If you put together a roster of 2022 guys from New Jersey, who's on that roster?
I would say me, Zion, Derek, Derek, probably Corey, Floyd. There's not many bigs in my class in Jersey right now. Like if you think about it. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go all guards. So yeah. So me, Zion, Derek, Corey, and probably JP, Jaden Pierre, and then we'll have Mark, Will Richardson, Ben, Ortega. Nah, that's mad people in Jersey. Man, we got Elijah Perkins. Nah, Jersey got Denver. Jersey got mad guards. Like that's like that'll be the difference maker. Like our guards is like deep, especially my class too. So yeah, I think that'll be the team right there.
Because obviously would be a little undersized against majority of the country, but how would that look if you guys have 5 guards out? Obviously, all 5 of you guys can score and you can produce at a high level, but how are you guys make up for your height?
We all athletic too, though. Like all of us, like everybody I named is athletic, and we all play. Like we all know how to play ball. Like that would be the difference. Like we know how to play basketball. We can ISO. We can play together. Yeah, that would just be fun, to be honest. Like that would just be fun doing that. Yeah.
Now, if you take that group of guys and you play against every other state in the country, what kind of state ranking would you give yourself for that team?
Oh, we could play with anybody. Especially, yeah. We'll be the best. Yeah. For sure. Like the only problem would be our bigs, but like if we can get around that, we'll be the best, hands down.
Sure. Absolutely, man. Well, a couple more things before I let you go. One is, as you know, I like talking about your legacy. So you know where your next chapter will be. 1 more year left of high school to build a legacy, and then you have 4 years up to years of spending at Seton Hall to build your legacy. But by the time you leave Seton Hall, what do you want your legacy to be for what you achieve out there?
I just want to be known as a great basketball player and a great person also. Like I'm just starting to learn that like life is bigger than basketball. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to have a great impact on everybody around me and kids who watch me on TV, even if they don't get to meet me there. I just want them to like know, like be a great role model for the next generation.
Is there something off the court you want to prioritize in? Like, is there community service when you're in college or when you have enough money and you're playing professionally that you want to come back and kind of help the community with?
It's not really nothing specific. I haven't really thought about that yet. But once I get to that level, I'll definitely help out. Like that'll be a main priority. Definitely.
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely appreciate taking time to come on today, and congrats on the commitment once again, man. And I'm excited to see what I got next for you, man.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Y'all welcome on, man. God bless.
All right, you too.